finally arrived. So picked up the single cab Isuzu D-Max. It's the MY 25.5 model. This is for our farm stuff. So basically loading up hay, picking up pallets, all that sort of good stuff. I did option it with a few different things based on what they had to offer. Chose the engine size, all that sort of stuff, and I'll go through why I chose the 3 litre instead of the 2.2. So let's jump into it. We'll go for a walk around. So for the tray, there's a few options you can do. You can either just get the standard one and then start adding options like the rear windscreen protection, your tail light protection as well. But that starts to add up. So there's a couple $100 there, a couple $100 here, and then you still got the basic tray. So what I did was I upgraded to the heavy duty alloy, which basically gives you the hooped headboard. It gives you a hooped step, which is awesome, just jumping straight in. It comes with the protection for the tail lights, which is good because like they're plastic, they'll just get smashed anyway. And then yeah, so you can just kind of just grab the hoop, straight on there and then up. What I feel like is missing as a factory option is a side step for the single cab. So you can't option it, they just don't do it. They do aftermarket ones, but then you pay basically, you know, third-party handling along the way, and then they send it off to someone that has them. I did pick up some from eBay. They look very similar to the X-Terrain ones, just shorter because this is a long drop. I only have short legs, so big drop, then you're kind of sliding in and out over the seats or using the grab handle in there. So I think it's definitely a must. So I'll install that. I've got a few other accessories that I'll put in here that I'll show you along the way as well. So this is the SX. It's the base model tradie spec version. So you get single piece seat with cloth interior. I do have seat covers for this as well. Neoprene ones just to kind of protect these a little bit as we're jumping in and out with mud and all that sort of stuff. It does come with the vinyl floors, which is great, easy to clean. And I've got some rubber mats just to chuck over it, just to make it easier to kind of clean. Just pull it out, hose it off, chuck it back in, you're good. What I did notice was the back of the ute has actually got, you know, a felt sort of material. I'm guessing that is for sound dampening. I thought it was going to be like all other utes where it's just got sheet metal behind you and it's really noisy and I was going to sound deaden it, but we live rurally, so on the highway, rural roads, all that sort of stuff. It's actually done quite well, so I might leave it for now and see how I go, but it definitely does help dampen the road noise, which is fantastic. I picked up these 3D printed accessories. One is for the cup holder and one is for the glove box, and I'll show you what they do. So the cup holder in the D-Max is very deep. So you can see here that you've got, you know, 120 mil there. That is significantly too deep for any sort of drink you're going to buy, especially, you know, a little coffee cup or whatever. You're going to end up popping off the top and spilling it everywhere. So that's what this guy's for. Just slides straight into there, and then that brings it up a nice, what, 70 mil or so, a bit less than that. That way the coffee cup's not going to just get swallowed by it and you're not going to pop the top off and make a mess or anything. So that's great. So glove box, same deal. It's quite deep. You're just going to end up throwing heaps of stuff in there and just never see it again. So this little cubby just helps you, give you 2 layers here and also quick access to anything that you need. You know, charging cables or gum, maybe pocket knife, whatever you need in there. I also picked up a basis car charger for the 12-volt plug with retractable cables, one for Lightning, one for USB-C. So I still run an iPhone 13, like what, 4 years old now, so everyone knows how the battery's going on that. So I always need to plug in, so that way I can charge this phone and charge anything with USB-C as well. The rubber floor mats I picked up for the single cab. A lot of the other floor mats do say dual cab only, so I just had to look for something that actually said single cab just to make sure that would fit. So that's the mats in. They have the high rolled up sides all the way around. That way it just keeps everything on the mat, water, dirt, all that sort of stuff. And you can just pick it up, take it out, and clean it, and put it back in. These are the Bullant seat covers I picked up. These are neoprene, so I chose neoprene over the canvas just because they're a bit softer. The canvas are a little harder wearing in that sense, but they're just a bit softer, just to go over the cloth, make it a bit easier. These do come with a tucking tool as well, so that might make it easier just to kind of tuck it all in around the edges, because these are like custom fit, so they should fit these perfectly as it is from the factory. So let's jump in. An important part of installing these are knowing where this airbag seam will be, just because these seats are equipped with airbags, so you want it to deploy properly. So just noting that. Oh, gave me a little beanie as well. That's pretty cool. And this is the little tucking tool. Just looks like a shoehorn, really. And with the set, they also send you a cover for the center console, which is pretty cool as well. So we'll chuck that on. It does have a nice texture on the inside of it. So once it goes on, it shouldn't really move too much, which is really good as well. Because sometimes you get those seat covers, you chuck them on, and they just move all the time. And now onto the driver's seat. All right, let's install the side steps. Pretty basic kit after opening the box. The instructions aren't that great. They don't really tell you anything or what you need to do. So let's just jump under it and see what we can do. Okay, so jumping under the D-Max, we've got some grommets here. Hoping they reveal some threads because the instructions tell you nothing. So let's jump into it and see what happens. The back of the cab has another grommet and like a bolt up the top as well that we'll use. So the top of the bracket will just get, a nut will get put on the back of that, and then again we just need to bolt into that. So that's what it looks like, both brackets. Okay, the bottom of the side step has these in them already, so I'll just loosen them. I don't know why there's 3 though. I think you'd only use 2 in each. So I will see if 3 fit. Okay, so it looks like only 2 fit, so you'd have a third potentially if there was a third rail, but there's not on these steps, maybe because they're short. And now we've got to see like where we position it to the door, and then tighten it down. So now we've got the bolts in there, we just need to figure out how far we need to go back or forward, and then how close to the cab. Bolt it all down and test it. Pretty good, looks good. It's nice, a nice matte black finish, so yeah, suits the car. All right, feels pretty sturdy. Let's give it a test, see if I break it. It's pretty good. Much better to get in, far out. Different ute. All right, I'm gonna crack on with the other side, get that done. You don't need to watch me do it again, and then we'll wrap it up. That's it for this one. If this kind of content's your thing, give it a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy. So I went with the 3-litre engine paired with a 6V gearbox, as it's a proven combination that just works. I test drove the new 2.2-litre with the 8-speed gearbox, but found the gearbox ran through the first 3 gears very quickly. The 2.2-litre engine felt very capable, but I wasn't sold on the 8-speed gearbox. That's my personal opinion after comparing both options, and how everyone likes to drive is subjective at the end of the day. So if you are looking at the D-Max options, definitely take both out for a test drive.